Listen. We're in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League. Finishing top 3. We're in the Champions League. Where's Liverpool? Not there. Where's Chelsea? Not there. Where's Spurs? Not there. Oh my God! You're not going blind.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sean here, checking in for the United View, the match report of the game, FC Copenhagen versus Manchester United in the Champions League, as Man United are handed a 4-3 defeat at the Parken Stadium. And unfortunately for Manchester United, our Champions League hopes of making it to the knockout stages have been reduced to near zero. I won't say zero just yet because there is still a mathematical possibility, but it's going to be a mountain and a half to climb. My immediate reactions of the game, it's a blend of numbness and a blend of shock. It's a numbing shock. It's not a surprising shock. It's a numbing shock. We've seen decisions go against us so many times in the most harshest of ways possible throughout the entire season. And I feel horrible for the Manchester United players today and Erik ten Hag because we looked phenomenal in the opening 20 minutes. We looked amazing. And in a different reality, in a different multiverse, if Thanos was here, hit all them 6 stones and he snapped, if we had all 11 players because we were given the right call, this could have been a completely different result. Copenhagen looked like they had nothing to offer, respectfully speaking, in the opening 20 minutes. They couldn't string a couple of passes together. All of their passes were just all over the place. They were skewing passes, mishitting it. They looked like they weren't up for it, respectfully speaking. But unfortunately, Thanos is a comic book. And unfortunately for Manchester United, the reality of the truth is that Marcus Rashford got sent off. I want to talk about the VAR situation a little bit more in depth later down the line, but let's just talk about how the game opened up. I was so happy, so excited, and so much I've been craving for that moment for so long, where Manchester United looked great. In the opening 15 minutes, we looked like we were playing dope ball. Just talk about a couple of key moments before the red card situation. Marcus Rashford and Aaron Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side. That combination is the best combination that I've seen this entire season. I've always said that Marcus Rashford should never be swung across the front three because his best position is on the left-hand side. But I've only said that when Marcus has been flourishing down the left, or if he's been struggling because he just can't seem to get an eye for a goal. However, this season it's completely different because he has been playing extremely poorly. He looks jaded mentally. He looks like he's second-guessing himself all the time. And when you're in that position, it actually serves as a bit of a medicine to play him down the right because he's almost forced to play a much more simpler style of football. And if you're physically adept, if you're stronger, faster than your opposition, irrespective of how you're playing, if you keep things simple, things will open up for you naturally. And I thought that Erik ten Hag's decision to play Marcus down the right actually worked for him in his favor because his combination play alongside Aaron Wan-Bissaka was the best combination I've seen this entire season. They look so good together. Something about their movement and their awareness. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, how many times have I told you guys he is the best right back for Manchester United? He looks great. And every person that was saying, John, he is not good enough back then when I was defending him, even when he wasn't playing all that great, was his attacking contribution. And look at him now. He looks so good, looks so fluid going forward. Nonetheless, their combination play looked excellent. Bruno Fernandes in the 10. He was distributing as if he was the true orchestrator, the maestro, the conductor. He looked so good. There was a moment where the ball was coming over the top and he chested it. And while the ball was still in the air, he thumped it across to connect to Garnacho on the other side. And I truly felt so happy because I thought for a brief moment, Manchester United were really kicking dope ball again. We looked so good. We looked so good. Johnny Evans looked great. Harry Maguire looked great. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, phenomenal. Diogo Dalot, you guys know how I feel about Diogo Dalot. I love Diogo as a lad. I think he's a great fella and a good defender and a good player, but he's just not good enough for Manchester United. And I don't think his defending is all that there. If I were to play devil's advocate, he's playing on a left back position where it's not his natural role. But he's always a bit suspect because of his tendency to want to play hero ball. I've said this before. Nonetheless, in the opening 20 minutes, they were all good. Scott McTominay, I said it before, he's not a 6. He can't play in those pressured environments, but he can thrive and flourish when he's going forward because he has the awareness from an attacking sense. When Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Marcus Rashford combined down that right and fed Scott McTominay with that beautiful cross when he made that run straight into the box, he pierced through that 18-yard box and he put in that cross for Rasmus. I was so happy. Rasmus finally scoring. He looked so happy. And when Rasmus looks happy and when the lads look happy, I'm happy. And when that second goal he scored, some people were saying that Garnacho maybe should have squared it to Rasmus, but I wasn't mad at Garnacho for taking the shot because I saw him check before he went for the shot. I saw him check to see if there was an angle, but the Copenhagen defender was actually closing him off pretty tightly. So I wasn't mad at the shot. He at least put his laces through it and forced the keeper to spill. And Rasmus was there to clean it up. 2-0 to Manchester United, and I am over the moon. I am so happy. And then the red card. Let's talk about the red card. Please explain to me how it is a red card. Please. I might be biased. I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm a football fan, and I love football, but I'll understand it if you tell me I sound biased. So please explain to me. Because in that moment, Marcus Rashford, all he was simply doing was getting across. All he was doing was getting across to shield the ball. That was all that he was doing. I'd understand from a refereeing perspective if Marcus Rashford had his knee up all the way up to a point where it was on his eye level and he turned around, looked for the defender, waiting for the foot to come in, and then put his foot down and stopped it. Then I'd be like, okay, this guy needs to be red carded because there was malicious intent. There was none of that. All Marcus was doing was looking down and getting across to shield the ball. It was very, very simple. His knee, his leg was all in a natural position. Nothing awful about it. Nothing sinister, nothing malicious about it. I'd understand if the referee, for the sake of calming everybody down, booked Marcus Rashford with a yellow card and said, hey, look, relax. Everybody relax. That I would understand. But to go to VAR, and I need to talk about this with VAR. How is it that they're watching this replay over and over and over again in the VAR room, and then the referee goes to the screen? Whether they sent him or he said, I want to go, because it's usually the VAR guys going like, hey, you should go take a look at this, right? If that was the case of them sending the ref, why is the first thing that the referee see a still image of Marcus Rashford and his contact with the Copenhagen defender? Make it make sense. If these boneheads knew anything about football, everything in the swing of play, in the natural flow of the progression of football and the game that was being played on that moment, everything leads to Marcus Rashford not being malicious and just playing to try and to shield the ball. But instead, they slow it down 1,000 times and they show him still images of only the contact. Do these guys know ball? Do these guys know football? Are they really trained? Somebody in my chat was saying, no, that's a clear red because his stud was up. Are you kidding me? He's got his leg up to just move. If that's the case, then everybody's stud is up, isn't it? Studs up applies when you're two-footing challenges and your studs are up like this, smashing into the shin or the leg of another opposition player. Marcus Rashford was just simply going to shield the ball. I don't know. A lot of people seem to know more ball knowledge than me, so if y'all think that was a clear red, please explain to me, because I really don't understand it. That red card changed the trajectory of this entire game. I was very nervous when Rafael Varane came on because there must have been a reason why Varane wasn't starting. There must have been. And today, his performance looked shaky. It broke my heart to watch that because I love Rafael Varane. Champions League Varane, we sing. That man is a quality player, but for some reason, he wasn't being played, and that showed me why. We can't question Erik ten Hag for those things. He came on, and he looked nervy. He looked shaky. That ball that he just kicked with the side of his foot into the air into the path of Harry Maguire to put Harry Maguire in a dangerous position, which unfortunately costed us a goal. Diogo Dalot in the moment where He checks over his shoulder to make sure that he understands the position of the opposition player making the run. And then he switches off for like half a second. You can't switch off in the Champions League. You can't switch off in the highest level of football. You're going to be punished for it. I feel bad for Diogo because he's not playing in his natural position. But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough from Varane. It wasn't good enough from Diogo. And then unfortunately, a plethora of issues costed us this game. I think it's very harsh to blame it on Rafa and Diogo. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But unfortunately for Manchester United, there are always going to be games like this in the season. Games where it just completely is baffling and makes zero sense. But if we controlled our own destiny, had we performed better in the previous matches, we can use games like this as an opportunity to go, okay, here's a rainy day. This is an opportunity for us to say, all right, at least we secured the points in the past. Whew. But we've been poor before. We've lost points when we shouldn't have. And now we're here paying for it, unfortunately. And it hurts me so much to say this because I thought Manchester United looked so good today. Rasmus looked great. Bruno looked good. Marcus looked good. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, my freaking man of the match for me. He looked phenomenal today. Apart from that one back pass to Andre Onana who unfortunately couldn't keep the ball. Look, when your legs are that tired, you're having ran for about 60, 70 minutes with one man down, you're obviously going to be susceptible to making those shaky passes because your legs are shot, you're jaded, and you're tired. There were some people saying, why did Erik ten Hag take off Højlund? Did you not see Højlund? My man was like this. He's a 20-year-old young fella being wrestled by full grown-ass men in the Champions League. Do you know how tiring it is to wrestle a full-grown man with all of his strength? From his mama's milk, from all of his strength to shake him off. Do you know how much energy that consumes? And he was running for about 60 minutes full throttle, giving everything he possibly could. You can't blame Erik ten Hag for taking him off when he looks absolutely knackered. He can't run anymore. He can't put a foot in. It's just one of those situations where I just truly feel bad for Manchester United. But like I said, it was our own fate. It was our own destiny. And it was ours to control. It was ours to right. I feel for them. I feel for Manchester United. And I feel for us. I'm sorry I've rambled on for 12 minutes, but that's it for me. My man of the match, I want to give it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I want to give it to Rasmus Højlund. They were phenomenal today. And like I said, I'm sorry, I maybe sounded a little harsh to Diogo and Varane, but it was not good from them. But again, it's just one of those things, man. It was just a bad game. That's it for me, guys. What did you guys think of the game? Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the United View, please do so. And if you guys are interested in hearing what I have to say, please consider coming to check me out on my channel. The links are in the description. That's it for me for today. Be happy, be healthy. See you in the next one.